What's happening, you incredible folks across this beautiful, incredible Earthship, the mothership? Tune on in to K Funky Free right here, K96542. This is IPC Paint Creatures coming at you with the funky eye puppets, and just enjoying sharing these out of my archives and coming to the kind of end of this folder that was packed with a lot of illustration and a lot of adventures in my artistic mind and hand, and bringing these images to life. And of course, this is the fabulous Tsuki from the story of Matsu. And not gonna go too deep into it. It's a lot of my story secrets, but Suzuki's not modeled after anyone. Suzuki's modeled after me. It's my side of a female energy that would be in the story of Matsu, and that's where I get the most information. And sometimes she may transform to some information I get from an outside source, but a lot of times Suzuki is at the root of my experience of being a universal being and taking that plight of what the feminine energy would do in the story of Matsu. And this one's really cool because I forget what they call it. There's a specific name for it, but they have the small tatsu, and then just drawing a mystery person right here, right? Most people who are in the know who this is, and did this as a commission, and did a really tight kind of IPC kind of portrait of this musician, and watercolored it. But I'd like to explore a quote today, and I like to always tap into the poets. And the poets are the most profound, and got interviewed today on the internet and asked a question that led to me not really doing any name dropping, but just talking one of the central stories that happened to me, at Skywalker Ranch in Marin County, where I had the grand opportunity to spend some time with the incredible creators of Star Wars and Indiana Jones. And one of those experiences was meeting an incredible illustrator. Most people on the planet know his work. But he said something to me that stuck with me ever, and he said it also to a group of people at Lucasfilm, and he said, and his main thing is illustration and sketching and conceptual sketching, which has been something that has become a profession of mine for many years, and also just a love and something I can't stop doing. And he said, if you want to get really good at illustration, he said, hang out with the poets. Hang out with the storytellers, the ones that have this vision that is beyond the spectrum of anything you can access in this world. And it's like a whole inside invisible gallery. And so I think the imagination, is an amazing library, an amazing resource, especially the times we live in, and how advanced we've gotten in communication and technology and using all that, right? And this quote is by the impeccable William Blake, a very famous poet, the Western world, right? And Blake said the imagination is not a state. So he's saying it's not a state. It's not like this little passageway that we move through and we exist in it. He says it is the human existence itself. And so at that level, it's quantum, people. Like, it's huge, it's big. Unpack that, make it, flourish. Take that in. The imagination is not the state. So like when you imagine things, when you're even just sitting there and when you start to do the work like I've been doing the past several years, is really learning to be persistent and really just focused intentionally about what each thought you're having, and really try to catch yourself when you roll into that zone where it's just you're just on autopilot, reel yourself back in. And things like this can help you. Just keep saying to yourself all day, right? Especially when your imagination, you catch yourself wandering and thinking the kind of like, really, seemingly obstacles and adverse and negative, right? And, thoughts and images, right? And reel it back in, and the imagination is not a state, it's a human existence itself. So what you imagine is shaping everything that is existing to you outside yourself. And so that's why I think the arts are so fun, but they are at the heart of being a creature, being a human on the mothership. So thank you again for watching the video, and I'll see you folks soon. Ride, rabbit, ride, Miss Silly Rabbit every day. But so much gratitude to all you funky eye puppets, man. Incredible, just talented and full of spirit to move forward, with love and without fear, and let love be. Let it in. Just let it come and sit down and see what kind of dialogue you can have with it, and just acknowledge it. And gratitude is manifestation, because think about that, when all the goodness comes in, at any level, material, right, time, happiness, goodness inside yourself, when it comes in, it's a feeling of gratitude. That's why I like thinking from is gratitude. So be persistent that what you desire fulfills itself, and it's already fulfilled. So just persist in, your imagination, because the imagination is not a state, it is the human existence itself. Thank you, William Blake, and see you folks soon. Right on. Ride, silly rabbit, ride.